Yo, what is good, everyone? Your boy Deke back again with another vid. Got the new computer. The content is back. Steelers get the dub yesterday, 27-19 at home against the Denver Broncos. Let's do a recap. After all the nonsense being spewed last week about Ben being washed, Ben's done, let's get Mason or Haskins in there. Delivers a dime. First drive of the game in the first quarter to Deontay Johnson, 50-yard touchdown. Caption reads perfectly. And then asked if this performance would silence the critics.
Probably not. But we won the game. That's all that matters, truthfully.
Obviously, with Seven having a good game, that also means some of the receivers had to have good games too, right? We already saw the Deontay Johnson touchdown, but 7-Eleven's back in business. Drops back, delivers perfect dime, right in between the Broncos safeties. Claypool, awesome catch, touchdown. And then I think I heard this on the broadcast. They said they interviewed Big Ben about Claypool, and essentially Ben said he doesn't know if Claypool knows how good that he could be. If that makes sense. I know us as Steeler Nation feel like he should be a top 5, top 10 receiver. At least I do. That's why I've been a little bit bummed out at his performance thus far this season. Like in the Raiders game, there was just some catches I felt like elite receivers make. He even had one in this game. It hit him off the helmet down the sideline, but he made up for it. Awesome game by Chase Claypool. Hopefully we get to see more of this as the season goes on. If you don't know by now, Najee Harris is a stud. All right, look at this juke. Put him on skates. See ya. With this game, Najee Harris becomes the first 100-yard rusher the Steelers have had since 2020, since James Conner in Week 6. Also, this is Najee Harris's first 100-yard game of his NFL career. And it's no coincidence. With Najee Harris playing well, you know who else played well? Yeah, that was the offensive line.
The 100-yard game, though, like, it's not so more of, like, of me. You know, I'm more just excited of how the O-line did, man.
Yes, Najee. So are we. So are we. One more thing before we move to the last offensive position group. There was a lot of things I was loving from the offense versus Denver. New formations. We got to see motion. Derek Watt was even out there. Ben played good. Najee Harris played good. Receivers played good. Offensive line played good. What I will say to people that are surprised by this is no shit, Sherlock, because some of us over the past 2 to 3 weeks weren't predicting the Steelers season over, weren't doomsdayers, weren't saying certain players were washed. No, you look, game in and game out. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but there are signs of improvement. They are trending in the right direction. The offensive line's getting better. As long as we start getting some of these connections down, communications, getting in sync, we're going to be all right. And that's what happened in this game. Was yesterday's performance perfect? No. We got some things we got to work on, but it was a great sign. And I think what we saw yesterday is going to be more of a commonality for the Steelers offense going forward. Lastly, before we move on to the defense, I thought the tight end group played pretty solid. We see Zach Gentry. He had a catch, 13 yards. Ebron, 2 catches, 10 yards. Freiermuth, 2 for 7. The stats aren't going to show up, but this group played pretty well. And I got to give a shout out to Ebron. 2 catches, 10 yards, no drops. I even tweeted about it. But that got me thinking, you know how there's defenders for certain NFL players? Like the Steelers, we have Ben defenders, Juju defenders, Minka defenders, and so on. Whenever said player makes a good play on Sundays, defenders go to Twitter and say, F the haters. The doubters are idiots. The critics will be silent this week. Stuff like that. Is anyone tweeting out, hey, Ebron haters, shut the hell up? See, I told you Ebron still has it. Is anyone doing that? Or is that space just a ghost town right now and no one's trying to occupy that? What would be the over-under on Ebron's drops rest of the season? 6? And are you taking the over or the under? Now to defense. The hot topic on defense is James Pierre. I don't know what to make about this performance because first we have this. We have a great hustle play by James Pierre, touchdown saving tackle on Javonte Williams, saved us 4 points. And then he had some other good tackles throughout the game and he wasn't getting burned at all. I thought midway through, I'm like, you know what? James Pierre's stepping up a little bit. But then this happened.
Out again, trying to come to life to disrupt him. Bridgewater, he's going to air this thing out. He's got him. Touchdown.
Side note, I am not sure why in critical moments James Pierre is matched up 1 versus 1 with no help over top against the other team's number 1 receiver. No clue. So we saw that play, ready to write off Pierre's island completely. And then this happened.
Oh, coming down to this. Bridgewater intercepted.
Game-winning interception to close out the game. Where I stand with James Pierre right now, he may not be as good as I thought he was going to be coming into this based off the single highlight in the Browns wildcard game last year, but he may still be a solid corner. And then we have Cam Hayward balling out, blocking passes like Dikembe Mutombo, blocking shots in the NBA. If you type in Cam Hayward on Twitter, don't be surprised if you see posts like this with some Defensive Player of the Year buzz. Last thing I have written down here on defense is Highsmith. I can't really remember why I wrote this. Yeah, it's because he almost had his first sack of the season. He's been playing well, but he couldn't catch a break there. Garrett Bowles was holding him. Probably should have got like a 30-yard penalty on that. It was so ridiculous. Devin Bush with another sack. Defense overall played really good in the first half, mainly for the first 3 quarters. Did not like how they performed in the fourth. It was way too easy for the Broncos to score there and come back in the game. But I'm not going to belabor on that. We got the dub. If it becomes more of a trend going forward, then yeah, we could talk about it. But it was just nice playing really good complementary football, both offense and defense for most of the game. Let's talk special teams. Presley Harvin III drops an absolute bomb late in the game, a clutch moment, switches the direction of the field, and a time that we really needed it. Good to see, especially after some lackluster performances from Harvin over these past couple games, and also seeing Jordan Berry ball out and become like a top 3 punter in the league out of nowhere. But hopefully Harvin can keep this up. And then we got Wizard of Boz, Chris Boswell, just draining clutch field goals, 50-plus yarders. If it wasn't for Justin Tucker, we're looking at a Pro Bowl for Boswell this season. Although, even though Tucker made the 66-yarder, whatever it was, off the crossbar, Ravens get lucky and beat the Lions. If Boswell can keep kicking like this, he definitely has a case for a Pro Bowl this season. We also had some injuries, unfortunately. Juju Smith-Schuster, you can see here, taken to the hospital. You saw from that hit, man, his shoulder got banged up pretty bad, and he was grimacing as he's walking off the field. We're putting him on IR. He could be lost for the rest of the season, so that sucks. Devin Bush leaves the game with a leg injury. The thing with Bush, hopefully it's short term. We have Seattle this week, then we have a bye. There's not too much to say with these injuries outside of it just sucks. Hopefully Devin Bush can come back. Hopefully Juju's isn't as serious as what people are saying, and he can be back at some point in this season. But great win yesterday with the Steelers over the Broncos. We're getting on the right track. Let's get to 3-3 heading into the bye week, and then we have the Browns following that. Let me know what you guys thought of the game down below in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Stay chilling, and peace.